Hey, I'm Boy Soda, and I'm here chatting with Milky. I've always really connected with music and known that it was something that I wanted to do. Even as a kid, it was just something that, it was always pulling at me. So I did musicals and talent quests and all that, I guess, like show kid shit as a kid, and then got to high school and I was really lucky to run into my mentors for songwriting and production as well, Gina Jeffries and Rob McCormack, and I learned all my fundamentals for songwriting there with them back on the coast, and that was when I was also kind of introduced to production. I started on GarageBand and then kind of moved up to Logic when I was ready, and with them, and they had a studio space as well, and that's kind of where I put my 10,000 hours in, and all the bad songs that you'll never ever hear got made there as well. So that's kind of where I did my time figuring out what I liked and getting over that period of replicating the sounds that I like and kind of hitting my stride in what I identify as like a Boy Soda sound, which I really feel like I've only just come into recently. But I moved to Sydney like 10 months ago because I'm a strong believer in just doing what makes you happy regardless of what's left or right of that idea. And I took a leap of faith, moved to Sydney, like hadn't been signed yet. Now it's just go, and I'm very grateful for that and grateful to have a song coming out. And it's interesting thinking back to those days with making songs on GarageBand and even things like creative writing in school, and just watching it now all kind of meet at this point. So it's really cool. Sound selection's better, the writing's more mature, I say more in less words, focusing on concisity. And I think I've always had this element of being self-aware of what I'm saying in my music, because I suffer from that double-edged sword of being too self-aware, and that creating perspective that pulls me too far out of my reality, and finding a middle ground there. So I think being self-aware of what I'm saying in my music, and if I'm saying something funny or if I'm saying something with maybe more of a caricatured voice, then it's always very intentional and it has a purpose, and that's something that I might not necessarily have been aware of even a year ago. And songs that I release now, a year from now I might say the same thing. I was like, I wasn't as self-aware, but music and the way I want to release my music in a chronological sense is just a snippet into the music I make, which is a reflection of the life that I'm living at the time. So I'm okay with stamping things at the time and songs being what they are and not feeling like I have to go back and fix them. So I'm proud of this song, and hopefully I just get more self-aware or not too self-aware. It was one of my first ever sessions at Sydney with Corky Buchek at Bodega Studios, and I hadn't really jumped into any sessions in Sydney before, so I was really nervous about that as well, and not very confident, like, can I hold my own, or what am I going to make with them? And I do this with every session that I have. It's just going in with zero expectations of what's going to be made, and zero expectations on how good the producer's meant to be, no expectations on myself, no expectations on the genre that we're going to write either. I might go in and make a country song and give that to someone else. It doesn't have to be a Boy Soda song, but I'm just going there to see what the result of me and another artist or another producer's energy is going to create as a result of colliding. And that's what happened, and I was lucky and really fortunate to have an amazing first collision, I guess, with Corky Buchek, because they're just so good at what they do, and they're also just really fucking lovely, and just natural. Like, I feed off people's energy a lot, and being around Peter and Tom, who are so fun and just haven't lost that inner child as well, is something that I'm really grateful to have been a part of my introduction into making music in Sydney. It's everything, really. I feel like there are three components that I have to deliver with a song, and that's the song, and then I want you to know the world that is in my head when I make that song and when I sing that song. So artwork and music video have to reflect that, and I'm aware of things like budget and what's logistically is possible, but I always just come to the table with the first idea that comes to my head, or like my ideal, like if I could have everything I wanted, this is the idea, and then we kind of water it down. But yeah, I give you the song, I want to give you the visuals, and then I want to tell it to you in person at a live show. So they're like 3 boxes that I have to tick, and so grateful that we could pull it off in lockdown as well. We had to, talking about logistics, we had to cut a lot of people out to just being me and rewrite the story, and a lot of red tape and fingers crossed moments, but really, really proud of the products that we pulled off, and excited to, just keep elevating with the visuals and getting closer and closer to that big dream, that I have in my head that I just don't have the budget for yet. But yeah, super proud. Funnily enough, when I wrote it, I was kind of trying to write really fast to impress Corky, and also wanted to like have a song to show for it at the end. But if my favorite lyric would be, I know that I'm manic with my pushback, don't think twice, can't swallow my pride, I'm cocky in this hatchback. And it's, just going back to being self-aware, it's me recognizing when my ego gets in the way of good things, whether that be making music or thriving in relationships and friendships, and that's the element that I never want to lose in my music either. So yeah, that would be my favorite line from the song. Yeah, I don't know if I'm allowed to tell you. This camera makes me want to do like all the the office looks, like. Yeah, but we got a show on the 4th at Vic on the Park with Boomchild, which is going to be fucking mental and so much fun, and hopefully it's all standing, because last time I was there everyone was sitting down, and it's like, oh, you just don't, it's just not the same. So yeah, Vic on the Park, the 4th, free show, be there first, the door's gonna get locked out, it's gonna be crazy. Boomchild shut down like a tent at Yours and Ours, so I'm kind of scared for the the good crowd they're gonna bring in, but also excited. Working towards an EP at the moment, which is pretty much done, just kind of finishing the final bits off in every regard, on like a sonic and a visual level, and a couple more music videos to shoot. But yeah, I'm just being really precious with this one. It's my first project that I'm going to be delivering, and I'm so proud of it, which I'm proud that I can say that as well, because I suck at stopping to smell the roses and congratulating those things, and comparing myself to other people. So yeah, trying to do that less, and even that process is something that I think I talk about in the EP as well. So it's been an interesting battle between having good perspective and not going out too far as well. So I think I walked the line well on that EP, and I'm really excited to deliver it when it's ready.
Even when I told her leave, she never leave me. Trials and tribulations, difficult conversations, just still my ride or die. Oh yeah. When I see you, it's on side, pick you up as on your side. Welcome to the club, baby, pull up. You been with me for a minute. Hold me down to show up. You're a day one. Tell me double down when I thought I was finished. Yeah, you save me, save me, save me, yeah. Yeah, you save me, yeah. Baby, you nice, I know you're patient. You want my vibes, you got me saying, yeah. In your own bag, own lane, independent always. Never on the wrong page, learning from you every day. I know that I'm manic with that pushback. Don't think twice, can't swallow my pride. I'm cocky in this hatchback. Self-destructive habits in my way, yeah, I admit that. Call me out on bullshit.
I don't want to be cliche, but I will say Frank Ocean. I think the way that he delivers his music in a way that feels like it shouldn't be shared sometimes. Like, it's that personal and that conversational sometimes, that it's like, oh, I feel like I'm reading someone's diary, that, I don't feel like I have a right to know these things. But his act of being vulnerable in that sense, and just making, I feel like he's just one of those people that just makes shit because he thinks it sounds cool, and he doesn't really, you can't compare him to anyone else. So just his the way that he's fearless in the way that he makes art, fearless in the way that he knows himself. And you know, he didn't have Instagram for a while, and it's just because he didn't operate like that. And we're in an age now where we have to commoditize ourselves. We're expected to be a TikTok influencer or like have this second career, and it's like, no, we just signed up to do the fucking music. I don't want to be, you know, existing as this social media celebrity half the time. It's finding a balance, and people like Frank liberate me to find my own way to do that. So yeah, on every sense it's Frank. I say Scissor right now. I need that. Just melodically, she's crazy. Man on the Moon by Kid Cudi. Yeah, for sure. That kind of opened me up to hip-hop, which is such a cool introduction to hip-hop, because it's obviously not the most conventional version of it. But my cousin, who used to torrent all the clean versions of like R&B and hip-hop songs, like, he introduced me to that with that Kid Cudi album, and I wouldn't be making any of the music or be interested in some of the artists now if it wasn't for that Cudi album. Blade Runner, 100%. Oh, Blade Runner or The Secret Life of Walter Mitty, the Ben Stiller version. Yeah, for sure. Miley Cyrus, You're Beautiful by James Blunt. Next question. Superfest 2012. It had T-Pain, Trey Songz, Big Sean. Rick Ross was supposed to pull up, but he had a heart attack or something. I think Missy Elliott was there. Ice Cube was there. Naughty by Nature, and it was like the last year that Superfest got run. So I just went and saw a crazy lineup, and I was, I don't know, like 14, 15 at the time. Probably did the maths wrong, but that was just crazy introduction. I've had a lot of good ones, but I saw Miguel perform at Superfest like a few years ago, and that man is just everything you hope him to be. Like, so commanding and like so like unapologetically sexy, and just vocally amazing as well, which I think a lot of people don't focus on at the moment, that I'm noticing, is like being amazing with live vocals. And he's just really fucking good on every level. I don't know, like Polyblend or something. Maybe Taylor Swift. My sister used to like fall asleep with her little karaoke box playing like the Fearless album. So I didn't have a choice to know all the words, but I do now. So, you know, next time I'm at a karaoke bar, it's going down. I know we're working on it right now, Bray, but don't think about the past too much, and don't think about the future too much, because they just lead to worry over things that you can't control or things that you don't know yet. So if we haven't figured that out yet, I hope we're still doing it. Stay present, my G. I couldn't pinpoint it for you, honestly. I think I came out the womb wanting to like tap on the side of the car, you know, while the radio was playing. Like one of the first presents I remember asking for was a djembe, because I just wanted to feel that tactility of playing the music. And then wanted to play saxophone as well, and did that for a few years and loved that. So I can't pinpoint it, but I just know that it was ingrained, and on some higher purpose shit, like that's why I'm here, is to create.